So we'll begin with a general introduction from each candidate, 1 to 2 minutes to introduce yourself and the position you're running for. In your response, you can talk about what is your platform and why you want to run. So we'll start with Selena.
Okay. Do I have to pick it up?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Selena, and I'm a rising sophomore majoring in psychology, and I'm running for the Vice President of Academic Affairs. As a representative for my first year here in USG, I gained valuable insights on the student needs and concerns regarding academic issues and policies, and I actively brought up initiatives and actively worked on them. I served as the caucus liaison for the College of Arts and Sciences, and I connected with Dean Thompson, and we have been working on initiatives like the peer advising, which is to build a peer network. And some other initiatives that I plan on working on is help promote work-life balance among students, because CASE is a competitive school, and I feel like work-life balance is something that everybody is concerned about, and as well as enhancing the course evaluation system so people can get easier access to the course evaluations given by students, and it can act as another source other than the outside sources like Grade My Professor. And I hope I can take on the responsibility and bring a greater impact to the campus community. Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin, you're next.
Hi, I'm Kevin On. I'm a current rising junior that's pursuing a dual degree in biochemistry and finance with minors in applied data science, computer science, and physics. I am running for VP of Academic Affairs because I'm incredibly passionate about changing this community for the better. I know very well just how stressful being a student here at CASE is, so I want to make it my mission to ensure that everyone here has an easier and fun time so that we can also get an excellent education while still maintaining a positive social circle around us without an unneeded stress that CASE often puts on students. So I would like to do this through several ways. The one thing I want to make sure I see through is a course workload initiative. Yes, it got shot down by the Faculty Senate, but I don't think it ends there. I share Eric Kaler's sentiment that we can see it through. I think it is the best way to increase transparency and visibility during course planning, and I want to make sure all students have all the information all the information that they need to accurately plan out their coursework ahead of time. I also, as president of my fraternity, Delta Chi, have a personal relationship with Dean Rokowitz, who now serves as a senior advisor to the provost. This is a unique and personal relationship that gives me insight into how the administration runs, as well as unique connections within the administration that he can set me up with. I think that this is incredibly important because, I'm not going to lie, 80% of academic affairs is greasing the political gears of the Faculty Senate Committee. And this personal connection will guarantee that initiatives are ran much smoother. That's all I really have to say. I'd like to hear from Rohan.
Hi, my name is Rohan Rajapan. I'm a rising second year in the Case School of Engineering. I am majoring in computer science and material science and engineering. Some of my qualifications to be the Vice President of Academic Affairs is that I've served on the committee for 1 entire year now. I serve as the caucus liaison to the Case School of Engineering, so I've met with Dean Ragu and talked about things like expanding peer advising to other schools. And then additionally, I am currently on the task force to work on school spirit and things like merchandise and branding. In terms of what I would like to do as the Vice President of Academic Affairs, I'm very interested in bringing back an initiative that we had in the past that revolved around the ad drop period. Additionally, I want to push through the course in workload initiative survey, just because I think that that's something that we can really bring back. I think it did get quote-unquote shot down in Faculty Senate, but there's a couple of reasons because of that I will discuss later. And I think that it's frankly something that most people are on board with. It's just a need for communication. I want to be focused on communication and transparency because I think that the student body really needs USG to be a lot more transparent. I think the student body has lost faith in USG, and I want to build back that faith.
Part of the role of being the VP of Academic Affairs is being one of the few students sitting on Faculty Senate. Most students don't know what goes on there. How can we increase transparency around the body when their decisions are so consequential?
So I'll give a little bit of background on Faculty Senate. Right now we have we'll have two members that serve on it. One of them is normally the VPAA, and the other is appointed by the VPAA, and that's for the Committee on Undergraduate Education. And so there are also other students that serve on other committees. Right now, the Faculty Senate is investigating the necessity for other students on these boards. So one idea that I have is that after the Faculty Senate kind of looks into this, is working to create something like the caucus liaisons as a subcommittee of academic affairs to have other students serve on these boards and panels, and then we can still have a cohesive statement from the VPAA to share with the student body what is going on in the Faculty Senate.
So yes, like Rohan said, the way that AA works is that we push the initiative to Faculty Senate Subcommittee of Undergraduate Education, and then if it's passed there, it goes to XCOM. If it's passed there, it goes to Faculty Senate, and then they decide if they want the policy to be implemented or not. As the two students, one was the current Vice President Haley Latta, and the other one is me. I was honored to serve on Faculty Senate of the Undergraduate Education, and we talked about stuff, and I believe that what we can do is collaborate with different campus organizations. For example, the Observer, we can get students to come in if they decide that they still want students on the committee due to the fact that some students deliver inaccurate information before some of the policies are ready to be implemented. And if that works, then we can get students like the Observer to come on the committee when we're talking about stuff. And then we can promote posters and stuff to talk about what's going on in the committee.
I think the most important thing when it comes to increasing the visibility of the Senate is not just making sure there's more organizations on it, but making sure every student in case has the ability to see into it. Because I guarantee you, if you go down into Tink and you ask a random person if they know what the Faculty Senate Committee is, they won't be able to give you a single specific detail. We need to work with the Senate to see if they could allow perhaps a few recorded meetings. I understand many of the times they talk about sensitive topics, things they don't want publicized. I get that. But 1 or 2 meetings a semester that can be published and shown to the student body so they can get a better understanding of how what is essentially the most important governing body in this campus works, I think would be invaluable. A second thing, if that doesn't work out, is posting publicized meeting minutes almost like USG does. I think that'd be a great way to increase transparency and visibility, not just within organizations, but within the student body as a whole. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, so I kind of want to touch on one of those points, and that is having recorded meetings. While I agree that transparency is important, I also think that one important role of USG is to take all of the lingo and what the faculty does and what the administration does and give it to students in a digestible way and say, how does this relate to you? Because the majority of Faculty Senate is for the faculty, for procedures and things that are important to them. While we do have important initiatives, we're only a short portion of what Faculty Senate deals with. And then on the point of transparency, I think if you read my LOI, one of my important points is that I want to have a biweekly statement of what academic affairs is doing, and in that I think that there's a lot of room to talk about Faculty Senate, some summarized Faculty Senate meeting notes that are relevant to the student body.
Any other rebuttals? Okay, next question. Since the syllabus initiative, are you?
Yeah, I feel like one thing that we should focus on is the accuracy of delivering the information that's being discussed, because some of them are not ready to be given publicized yet. So say there are initiatives that's being worked on at FISCU, some of them is going to be implemented in exactly the way that they're being discussed. Some of them are going to be implemented in a different way. Some of them are not going to be implemented at all during more discussions. And I feel like whoever gets to provide this information to the general students body needs to make sure that they deliver the information accurately, to make sure that they don't cause any trouble by spreading all the information out there and then realize that, oh, it's not true because it's not actually coming out. And that's why, and also Rohan said some of the stuff that's discussed is more related to faculty, so therefore that's why I said only we should connect with like the FISCU chair, like FISCU chair 1 this semester and the next semester, Dr. Iverson, to discuss which meetings are we going to be discussing about academic stuff, and that's when students can observe. Thank you.
I actually agree with both of them. I think USG could do an amazing job at taking what the Faculty Senate discusses and then making it digestible and giving it to the public. But I still feel like there's something wrong with that. I feel like students deserve a direct window into the single most important governing body here on campus. There needs to be at least some level of visibility for the average student that isn't just buried in a USG newsletter, which is why I still believe that we need to work with them to have some direct view, direct access for an average student to see what goes on in this Faculty Senate, because at the end of the day, it does affect them oftentimes, and they need to have at least some view into it.
Since the syllabus initiative did not get approved by Faculty Senate, what other initiatives are you thinking of creating that share the same goal of providing syllabi before course selections?
Personally, I almost disagree with the premise of that. I don't think the course workload initiative is dead. Eric Kaler himself has said he has hope for it, and so do I. What happened is there were some people we need to speak to some people, basically. It's not dead. It can be worked on. And if you elect me, I can promise you that I will make it that my top priority. We just need to connect and talk with the right people. We can get that through. And I think that is the single biggest step towards increasing visibility during registration. Now, on to what we can do to even further increase that visibility is something these two both talked about as well, which is the recent Student Advising Initiative. Student advising is something that's only in place over in the Case College of Engineering, which is essentially a mechanism where upperclassmen can meet with lowerclassmen and tell them about course planning, how hard courses are, what organization they can get involved in. It's an amazing resource. And by expanding that to be a campus-wide system, we're going to allow further visibility for course registration.
I agree with the majority of that. I do want to give some background information on why the course workload initiative did not make it past the Faculty Senate. Essentially, from my understanding, I spoke with Haley about this, it has a lot of approval from the Committee on Undergraduate Education, and it has support from, I know verbally, from the Dean of Engineering, from, I believe, the Provost Office, from Eric Kaler himself. The reason is simply there was a lack of communication between the committee and the actual Faculty Senate voting that caused the members of the Faculty Senate to be unsure about what was going on. There was kind of uncertainty, and that's why it was not voted on. So I think, frankly, we don't really need to change very much. We just need to communicate it better with the Faculty Senate, and that will allow us to get it through.
Yes, just to provide a little bit more of the background information. So basically, it was passed at FISCU. This workload initiative was passed at FISCU and then moved on to Faculty Senate. But then it was voted down, and it was pretty close. It was 15 votes to 20, which means there's still a lot of people and a lot of faculty who were for this initiative. And the main reason why is like they didn't have the time to discuss about this initiative with their other faculties in the department, and since they're representing them, they don't feel comfortable of voting it past just yet. And so what the two routes we can take right now is, as President Kaler stated at GA when he came, one is that we can wait for a more political background to build up, and therefore, after everybody is comfortable with this, we can push it back to Faculty Senate and hopefully vote for that again. The other one is, since the president and the provost board are both for this initiative, we can use it as a top-down initiative, and that's what we're currently at.
For the last question, we're just going to give each person 45 seconds to respond to it. Just why are you a stronger choice for this role compared to your competitors?
I personally believe I'm a stronger choice because through all my involvements and what I'm taking through courses, I am exposed to practically every college here. I meet and talk with students from a breadth of different needs and understandings, and this gives me a better perspective to understand the campus-wide needs. Furthermore, again, as I was talking about beforehand, I have a personal relationship with an incredibly high-ranking faculty, with Jeffrey Wilkowitz. He will give me a direct viewpoint and a different perspective into the Faculty Senate as Faculty Senate Chair, as well as the connection to top-ranking faculty that will help grease the gears of things like the Faculty Senate or with the Course Workload Initiative, and can help us communicate stronger with these faculty.
I think that I am a strong candidate among the other candidates here. because I'll give two reasons. The first is my experience. While I agree, I think we both have the same amount of experience. I've been in academic affairs for 1 year. I have caucus liaison experience. I have experience working with administration. The second thing is my platform. I am kind of running on a little bit of a different platform than everyone in that I'm running on transparency and I'm running on data-driven initiatives. I really want to hear what the student body is saying because that is what we are meant to be as the undergraduate student government. We are meant to be talking for the student body, and we are severely lacking in data from the student body.
One of my biggest advantage is that as one of the 2 students who served on FISCU, I got to meet all the administration board and I know who to go to when we have initiatives. The way it works is we push the initiatives to FISCU and we want to get information about different stuff. And if you don't know your way around, then no, like you can't push them through. And basically I know who to go to because there are different people to go to. You go to Provost Feek for general information about stuff that's passed before. You go to the chair if you want to discuss about pushing an initiative. And as that, I was not only able to work, but also observe the exact role of a vice president on the USG and all their work. And therefore, I believe that I'm a better candidate. And also, I'm only taking 12 credits, so I have the time.
Thank you,